The Limestone Correctional Facility is one of the newest prisons in all of Alabama, but even it's almost 40 years old. This broken door, it's just minor compared to everything that happened inside. This setup right here in my kitchen, looking at my laptop all day, it really doesn't compare to that in-person, in the classroom education. The wind is really picking up. You can see it's trying to take my umbrella with it. And pretty much every single one of us drives by this iconic rocket at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center at least once a week. It's a picture of Joe Biden, and they place it next to the high dollar signs, and underneath it says, "I did that." I crunched the numbers, and here's what I found out. Now, over the past year, about 250 teachers quit the Huntsville City School system ever since this power line got damaged and started to hang over into the road. Over these past couple of weeks, all of our wallets have really taken a hit when we come to the gas station to top off our tanks. Well, I think the better question is, what isn't going on behind here, Dan? You can see spiders, ghosts, goblins. There's even a black cat in the corner, but I will say I am the only leopard print cat in this entire yard. Legitimate bond companies say they're never going to ask for money through an app on your phone. Christmas carols all night long. They just started at 5, doors opened at 4:30, and they're going to be playing until 6 o'clock tonight. You can see right there, that's the Space and Rocket Center. So basically within walking distance, that's where it happened.
What was it like inside that courtroom?
Well, today was more of an informational day for the jurors, a chance for both the prosecution and defense to paint a broad picture of what they're really going to uncover during the next couple weeks of this case.
31's Nicole Zedeck joins us live now after traveling all the way to Tennessee, where many people here in Alabama go every day just to buy lottery tickets.
Nicole, I drove almost 60 miles today just to buy these 5 scratch-off lottery tickets. 30 miles up to Ardmore, Tennessee, and 30 miles back here to Huntsville. And I know what you're thinking, but no, none of these 5 tickets had any lucky numbers on them. But if Alabama passes either of the 2 bills in either the House or the Senate, I could be buying a lucky ticket right here in Alabama. And the Alabamans I spoke to, they are eagerly looking at either of these 2 bills to pass.
See, the fun of it is scratching them off. It's so exciting.
Only $2 for a chance to win millions.
Oh, I've got a winner here. Oh, big winner. Let's see how much it is. $1.
Most people don't win big, but it doesn't stop them from coming.
I come every week or so.
Probably 2 times a month.
About once a month.
All of them driving up State Route 53. Crossing state borders to get to Ardmore, Tennessee.
I waste a lot of gas, money, and time coming up here.
Alabama's been giving up millions of dollars for a number of years.
But that could be coming to an end if either of these bills pass the House or Senate. The Senate bill would allow for a lottery system, gambling, and casinos, while the House bill would only allow for paper-based lottery games, and proceeds would go towards education and scholarship programs throughout the state.
That could be going back into our systems, school systems.
If Alabama started doing a lottery system, would you?
I would go to Alabama. I would.
Alabamians want to spend their money in their own state, but until Alabama allows for it, they'll keep crossing state borders in hopes of finding that one lucky ticket.
See, my theory is if you don't have a ticket for the lottery, you can't win.
Both the House bill and the Senate bill have passed through their committees and are now on the full floor for discussion. The only problem is time is ticking in the legislative session, and there are only 7 days left for either of these bills to pass. Reporting live in Huntsville, Nicole Zedeck, Wait 31 News.
Wait 31's Nicole Zedeck joins us live now after speaking to the manager of a local storm shelter store about the increasing demand for at-home shelters. Nicole, if a tornado is coming, what type of wind can a shelter sustain?
Well, Nicole, I have this wind meter here with me right now, and right now it's reading about 1.8 miles per hour, and that's because I'm inside of a garage. But if I step down into this at-home storm shelter, inside here, this can withstand about 250 miles per hour winds, keeping you safe in the comfort of your own home.
I've gotten, I don't even know how many calls. If the phones haven't been ringing, my emails have been giving me alerts.
As the storm rolls in, Paul Chapman at Valley Storm Shelters says people want to know how quickly they can get one of these shelters.
You just kind of put it off, and you forget about it, and then All of a sudden, it's like, oh, wow, I need one of these tomorrow.
But it won't come that soon.
Just our basic unit, I could, a 4x6, I could probably have to you maybe 6 weeks.
6 weeks at the earliest. But some units are taking 6 months.
Something we may get in a week, it was taking us 3 to 6 months to get.
Part of the problem is supply chain shortages. But the recent Mayfield, Kentucky tornado also increased the demand.
Once you see something like that, it stays in your mind that, I've got to do something.
Something like install a 1,500-pound tornado shelter. So if I'm going to get in, I can lock it from the inside, the outside. How does this work?
Oh,
if I'm inside.
You just shut the door. You can lock those 3 pins.
Making sure you're safe until the threat passes through.
It's a big jump to invest in a storm shelter. You may only need it once a year. You may need it multiple times. You may never need it, but it's better to have it.
Now, Chapman says his most popular unit is an above-ground 4x6. It fits about 8 people and costs about $6,500 for just the bare bones unit. But most people, they want to customize it a bit, and that's when you're going to see the price and the build time increase. Reporting live in Huntsville, Nicole Zedeck, Way 31 News. Huntsville actually has one of the largest female veteran populations in the state, with women making up about 13% of our local veterans here. Now, that high percentage rate, it's even more impressive when you think only 50 years ago, women made up only 1% of all military personnel throughout the nation.
The thing about at that time, there were no women in West Point, no women in service academies, no women in ROTC. So joining the military was a little bit different.
When you walk into the CEO of Still Serving Veterans office, you're surrounded by 30 years of Paulette Risher's military memorabilia.
Women are in positions today that wouldn't even been possible or conceived of a generation ago.
All thanks to the doors she helped open. Risher was in the first group of women to attend Branch Basic School back in 1972.
It took us a couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden we began to understand that people were looking to us to either fail or to succeed, and we were committed to succeed.
She did more than just succeed. She excelled, quickly moving up in ranks.
I was the first woman to have served as a general officer in U.S. Special Operations Command. Once they got over this, she's not really a social experiment. She really knows what she's doing. It was a great tour.
Today, women make up about 15% of the military, but they still don't get recognized the same way.
He says, "Oh, your husband was in the military." And I said, "Yes, sir, he was. He was a Vietnam veteran. He paid very dearly for that service. But that's not his tags, and those are not his car." And he looked at me, and you could tell there's no malice here. He just didn't think the little gray-haired lady's a veteran.
She might say it with a laugh, but it's a serious matter.
To be not recognized for that service, that's a big deal.
Now she helps recognize and serve the thousands of female and male veterans in our community as the CEO of Still Serving Veterans.
I always said that my life was dedicated to defending the nation and taking care of the troops. Defending the nation is somebody else's job, but taking care of the troops I can still do.
Risher spent a total of 34 years in both active and reserve military service, and she says it's really inspirational to see how the female military population has grown and changed over those years. Reporting live in Huntsville, Nicole Zedeck, Way 31 News.